All right, we are here, Fully Loaded Podcast. We have my friend from my brother from another mother, Bobby James Phason in the building, prolific thinker, a beat maker,
Try to be
retired for now, a good friend, father, hard-working man, man of God, and we have him on the building. We go back since Backpacks, Blue Raspberry Suckers. What else?
biker shorts.
Biker shorts.
Spend a night.
Spending the night. Sleepovers.
It.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. We go all the way back.
Typical hood and childhood things.
Yes, sir.
Real close. That's my brother.
Yes, sir. Harvey, Illinois natives. Cooper Park, Honorary Park.
Yes, sir.
King Elementary.
Yeah.
Rosa L. Parks.
Yep. Rosa Parks.
TTHS,
Yes,
Thornton
sir.
Township High School. This is family right here. So welcome my man onto the show. Anything you want to say coming in to the people?
Okay. First, thanks for having me, bro. I am Harvey, Illinois native, as he said. A thinker, a bit of life. We came up from Harvey, one of the suburbs of Chicago, and it's, not to glorify, but it's not one of the prettiest places I've ever seen in my life. It's been like that my whole life, but we made do with what was, not too much worry, and I really wouldn't change it for anything because it's made me into the man that I am today. The good, the bad, I say the grand, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the horrid. You got to include it all and accept it all. To me,
sir.
From what I'm analyzing out here.
Indeed.
Go ahead, bro. That's good enough.
Okay, yes, sir.
40 years old, it's coming soon,
Oh, right behind, right.
Happy to see it.
Right, like a couple days behind you, man. We like what, 3
Yeah,
days
I'm
apart?
August 21st.
4 days
Something
apart.
like that. When your birthday, bro?
25th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 days apart.
Okay, yeah,
So-
you a Leo Virgo too.
So you my elder.
Wow, I
Yep,
never knew
that's
that.
right. Yep, Leo Ver right on the
Okay,
cusp.
by a little bit.
Yep. You my 4 day
Yep.
4-day elder.
Different individuals.
What hospital
Yeah.
were you born
Yeah,
in?
you right there by Kobe. I'm born in Ingles.
Okay, I
At
was born in
6:01
the
in
city.
the morning.
Wow.
Yep, August 21st on the Thursday.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were still living on
Yep.
111th in Michigan, in Roseland. I was born in
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
Whatever that hospital was named at the time. That's where I was born at.
Okay.
I don't even know the name. They changed the name every time they.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Roseland.
Yeah.
That's last I know. That's
Yeah.
all I ever knew it was Roseland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so
But yes, sir. Born and raised out there at Harvey.
yes, sir. So we talked about we really didn't do a big outline on the show, and that's kind of how we do. We just go off the cuff.
Yeah.
We both been in some relationships. We both have children by more than one woman. We've both seen relationships
Unfortunately,
succeed.
but-
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I still want to move them all on the one piece of land and give them all they.
Man, yeah. Yeah. That's
That'd be
what I'm
cool.
pushing for right now. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Put them all on one piece of land. And they could bring their little scallywag
Yes, sir.
husbands too, if they want.
They won't.
Long as they don't bother me.
Yep.
Okay, so you were telling me about the difference between a woman and a whore, a bitch, you know what I'm saying, and a female, whatever, So would you mind going into that a little bit for me? Because I know you got that down like the back of your hand.
Well, one thing, being out here on the road and just me with life, bro, as you know with me, can you hear me well?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Can you hear me well, bro? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Out here on the road, it just taught me with the mistakes that I've made, not even point the finger at myself, because like the Chinese proverb has said that He who blames others basically is going nowhere. He who blames himself, he who blames no one has arrived. And I get what that means without it being broken down because life teaches me. You can't stay stuck on the past and any mistakes. Just learn from them and keep going and better. Forget blame game. That's sitting too long. I
Yes,
get
sir.
that. So what life has also taught me um, with people, why do people do what they do? It's mental issues. And so with that, what is wrong with people to where with mental issues, we are always talking about mental health. I've had my issues, growing up there in Harvey and experiencing PTSD, in which I noticed that I'm still actually kind of working with, I won't say struggling with, because I got a good hold of it. Um, what makes a person do what they do? And it's really an insecurity thing with people and not really getting to know self. So to that own self be true, but first you have to really get to know self, really to love self. And that brings the different archetypes of people, and not just females because it's dudes too.
Yes, yes.
The
Thank you,
duality.
thank you, thank you for
Um,
expanding that.
for sure. And that's being all the way 100. Um, people have this idea, especially in the United States of America, first and foremost. We are based on a capitalistic society that's based solely really off of consumerism, and it's cannibalism. So with that, and us blacks being oppressed because it's like those at the top are really fearful of us. I have to point that out to what created these issues within the United States. First, a lot of our people were bought here as slaves. I'm mixed with a few different things, and I have proof of that.
Yes,
Different couple of types of Native American, uh, blacks that come from slaves, some that weren't actually. Um, and that's on my father's side. Come to find out, for both Irish and white. Anything more, I don't know. But I know those definitely for certain.
yes, sir.
With that being said, this is a capitalistic society based off of consumerism, which really is cannibalism. So what has that created with our people, black people? It don't matter. The more melanin you got, the more you're going to get put down in this country. The less opportunity you're going to have. Why is that? Because of hatred. I get what it is. I see it. I deal with it every day.
Yes, sir.
Basically, damn near as soon as I take off. And it's taught me how to just be still and understand they're just like children
Yes,
that really are jealous. They want what we have, and they need all these toys and loud vehicles, and all of these different things that try to validate their existence and their domination. What has that created with black women?
mm.
That's one of the biggest issues with
Oh
black
wow.
people
Yes,
because that's the mothers, that's the nurturing. You know,
yes.
uh, no disrespect, that's the vagina.
Right.
That's who we push to be with. That's the programming.
Yes, sir.
We want that softness of a woman, just like they want our hardness.
Yes.
Women soft with a touch of hard. Women hard. I mean, men hard. Males hard with a touch of soft. Because I don't want to call everybody men and women because that's an archetype. You
Yes.
have to really earn that.
Indeed.
Um,
Indeed.
So with people having to have acceptance, and as you know, when we grew up, especially with Rosa Parks, there was a lot of bullying and shit going on. I faced a lot of that until I started fighting.
Yeah, me as well.
One thing I'm glad I did, but I kind of hate that because it took me down a dark path. You know,
Yeah,
um,
me too.
yeah. And so, and that's cool too. We both come from two different sides, even though we brothers. We come from two different sides of organizations up there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? You a brother, and I'm GD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm folks, or more or less so formally because I'm not active.
Same,
Those
same. Right.
principles and everything are cool,
Right. Right.
but it all has to do with survival,
Right.
hierarchy, where we fit in, just like any other animal kingdom, and which has led to these different feelings of acceptance, domination. Where do I fit in at? Am I one of the cool kids? Am I lame?
Right.
Am I gonna get picked on? Am I getting too tired of it? So you're dealing with all of these different pressures that really shouldn't be. You know
It shouldn't.
who got what on? Like I was 9 and 10 years old, one of them, and a
Crazy.
girl I knew that stayed close by. I won't name names. I don't want
Yes.
to name drop. But call me
Okay.
a bum at 10.
10 years old. How
Call
can
me
you
a
be a
bum
bum?
at 10
Right.
because I dressed like a kid that liked to go out to play, and my mom and them knew I was active, so they let me wear the things I was gonna tear up. They
Absolutely.
want me to put on my good stuff because I was active.
Absolutely.
I got called a bum because I wasn't trying to look cool.
Right.
That has never pushed me so, bro. That's why I noticed around the hood what family and friends' lives were like with dope. They're not knocking anybody that did because, like and a lot of other people, not even the name drop, bro. But there's a lot of people that, what else was they gonna do? Start,
Right.
what I'm saying? Not to really impress nobody, but to eat. So you got all of these different things, and where do I fit in? That dudes that want to be on top, dominating others, just so they can have the most access to reproduction. I'm on the top of the
Right.
food chain,
Yes.
and where do everybody trying to fight for that? Well, not everybody, but many trying to fight for that number one spot. When you had those like me that just wanted to live,
Yes.
nobody really taught me these things.
Right.
Outside had to teach me about outside. I was taught to shut up, sit down, do what I tell you to do.
True.
You know,
Right.
unfortunately, and it's the truth. No, no knocking, no parents or siblings. That was the truth. That's on you kind of mentality, which
Right.
is fucked up, but
Yep.
it is what it is. So, what does that create within people? You have those that then they notice these boys and some of us dudes too, but the females they really looking for that father figure. A lot of fathers ain't there, and like a lot is pointed out, like in our situation, definitely I know mine for sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. The mothers keep us away. You know what I'm saying? That's not pointed out enough. It's not. Because they always want to look like toxic masculinity.
Right.
Um, and not to sound spiteful, there is no feelings. It is what it is.
Yep.
If it was us males and I was wrong, I ain't want to have anything to do with my kids. I say so.
Yep.
Me and you, our birthday's close, so we have no reason to sugarcoat anything.
Not at all.
You know, um, but let me calm down some because I talk with passion. Um,
That's cool.
that creates whores. And what is definitely when you think about it, what is a whore?
Hmm.
That's somebody that has a hole in their soul and they need something: ice cream, sex, cigarettes, booze, drugs, to fill this hole that they don't have that true love from, especially a father figure.
True.
You
Yes.
got your mother, but your mother may not even really love you if she's out trying to do selfish things. Of course, she's not really thinking about the child. She's thinking about everything that she can gain. You're just a byproduct of the game that she's playing. Or you have those good women that were and is out here to where they put themselves in situations with guys and got pregnant by them. You have both parties
Right.
sometimes. And that's just calling it what it is. So it's not just black and white or just black that men ain't shit. Or like they say, men. It's too blanket of a statement. Some males, and that depends on the males that you chose to have a baby with. Because in the end, the mothers have the choice, and that's a different debate on who they have a child by. And us males do have say so on keeping our dicks in our pants.
True.
We're holding out or whatever.
Right.
In which my father really tried to, and mother. My hormones was too raised, and I was too attractive. But mine didn't come until relationships, really.
Yeah.
Except for that one I had with Danielle Klein, that was just something else. That was
Okay.
fun. You know, but
Yeah.
I love the baby that we have. That's my September 11, 2001 baby Diamond.
Yes,
Wow, little
sir.
something. She was born on the day the towers came down.
Wow.
So you have, yeah, exciting, ain't it?
Wow. I didn't
You
know that.
have, yeah. I'll tell you more about that another
Yes,
day.
sir. Yes, sir.
Um, you have these whores out here that they just male and female did really looking for love. And so they search for it in all the wrong places or trying to numb the pain in which you can't. It's there. Those feelings that you have, you can't deny them. You have
Right.
to regulate them, be in touch with them, understanding. And I thought about it, thought about bitches and whores. I'll come to understanding in a minute. Understanding is the only way.
Okay.
But first, let's go back to the different archetypes.
Yes,
So
sir.
you got the whore searching for love in all the wrong places. Then you have the bitches that's just negative and destructive, as dude said and baby boy.
Hmm.
Unstable creatures. They're evil. Grouchy Smurf type shit. I hate this and I hate that. Let me take this off because it's a little bit better for people to, look a person in the eyes. I'll set these there. I hate this and I hate that when it comes to bitches. You know, they don't want to even males. I want to see nobody have nothing good. Basically, damn near haters.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything has to destruct. Nothing can be easy. I'm here to be the party pooper of situations. Just
Right.
why is this and why is that? Nigga, what you doing that for? Nah,
Right.
if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Who asked you? That's not your life. You know? So you have those, they just really not in touch with self insecurity.
Yeah.
Then you have another archetype, the punks, the ones that's scared,
Hmm.
scared to make a move. I don't know whether to move here, move there. Let me try to satisfy everyone.
Oh.
Because they don't know, exactly what to do. In which these are all dangerous negatives. The horse, the horse slash sluts, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? The bitches, and that's male or female.
Hmm.
Then you have the punks scared to make a move when you have to because dealing with a scary person, someone could break in your house, and they scared to make any type of move.
Right.
Notify us of what's going on or something. So that's dangerous also.
Hmm.
Then, then you have those that the other archetype that don't want to grow up, the grown boy or girl, that still wants to stay in mommy or daddy's or both basement or whatever or leash. Don't want to be held responsible. And of
Right.
course, you can have a mixture of these archetypes, but let's stick to the base. You have those that don't want to grow up and they don't want to be held responsible and they need someone to hold their hand every step of the way and are scared to make a decision. You know. Then we'll get. Let me make sure that basically covers the negative. But then when you start getting secure in yourself, you
Yes.
start becoming the positive, the other side. Then you start being either a woman or a man, and that's why I say I don't generalize, blanket it. It's male, grown male or female. And I say this is an archetype because you're still searching for what to do and how to do it, but you on your way. You're being responsible for your own actions. You're trying. You're taking the initiative. You're not trying to harm anyone else or cause any type of disrespect or harm in somebody else's space. You know,
Right.
you try to give, you may give improperly, but you're trying.
Yes.
You're just not sharp enough yet.
Mm.
Then you have the, upper echelon, the creme de la creme. You have ladies and gentlemen. And that's why on bathroom doors and things, it is called such. Those that know what to do and how to do it, male or female. That's really being a king or queen of self. That's what it takes. And that's why Jesus, no matter who believes what, Jesus being the king of kings. He's the gentleman or lady, however you want to look at it, of all gentlemen and ladies. Understanding above all understanding, wisdom above all wisdom,
Yes, sir.
knowledge above all knowing. In whatever order people want to put things in or whatever. My bad, some tough pickup truck. We're not gonna give that attention. But stuck by, I got to get over. Insecurity. I got the big bad truck.
Hmm.
You know how they go.
But you,
He
I
looked
know
my way.
exactly how they go. Right.
He turned real quick, but
Hey, so
there is no threat. here.
let's
There is no competition.
let's back up
Go ahead,
for a
bro.
little while, right? Um,
Yep.
you were talking about growing up and that pecking order. You know what I mean? Like you
Yep.
mentioned, being 9 years old, 10 years old, and being called a bum, right, by another kid. So that kid had to learn that
Yeah.
from somewhere, right? That kid had
Of
to
course.
learn
Yep.
that if you have on nicer clothes, you're more valuable than the next person, right? So that gets passed on generation after
Yeah.
generation, right? Um, and then the women, just to add piggyback on what you were saying, now they're now they're
Mm-hmm.
they're living in that model, where
Yep.
they're looking for a man who has something, right? Who has money,
Material. Yep.
material things from like you said, from the age of 9, Harvey, Illinois, 10 years old. They're looking for a man with the nice shoes, right? They're not looking for
Nice clothes, jewelry.
jewelry.
Yep.
They're not
Maybe
looking
a car.
for the smartest man. Some of them were. I met them.
Some. Yeah. I
Some of
remember.
them were, but
Yep.
they were rare. They were few and far between. Where they were worried about, they were more concerned with how well you answered questions and how good you could read.
Yeah.
And all women. I will say all women like a man with a sense of humor. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
want somebody to make them laugh. But
Right.
a lot of women are stuck in that mode of that scarcity mindset, where they, even as a child, are looking for quote unquote a way out or somebody to provide for them. And then the men say,
Yeah.
"Oh, wait a minute, he likes her, she likes him more because he got new gym shoes on. Now I need some new
Let
gym
me go
shoes."
get that too.
Right.
Right.
And then the cycle continues.
And then here's something crazy. Separate incident. Also about the same time. Remember, I was an innocent kid once.
Right.
Remember, I was. You remember, I was a little naive and I was
Yeah.
a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't fuck with me, but I was a sweetheart. Look, I loved who I loved. Wasn't trying to start no shit. You see my daddy now. I was scared of that big motherfucker. A lot of people didn't know. That was a lot of why I didn't do. I didn't want to, and my daddy would have set it off. He would have killed me.
Yep.
My brother and them had already fucked shit up. So he like,
Yep.
you ain't finna do this too. So he was extra hard on my ass.
Yep.
You're gonna be responsible. Shut up, sit down, do what I tell you to do. Can't knock him for that. But he didn't know what he didn't put into me. You know, it's okay because it all worked out in the end.
Yes, sir.
We clash now. I'll tell you about that. And it's good clashing though.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
respect there.
Right.
I'm a man. I guess every man goes through that with his father. I
True.
so happen to finally go through it with mine. Separate incident. Separate incident. That same chick that I told you about, her brother on that same block. It was the block they stayed on, right next to Cooper Park
Oh
Toys.
yeah, on the other side. Yep.
I know
That's
because them
on.
was the one closest
Yep.
to the
Yeah. Yeah.
crib.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on.
So you don't be somewhere in a while shit.
Right.
For
Yeah.
me, I tend to forget a whole lot, but I won't forget Cooper Park and Vale, Cooper and Vale, 150. That's really all I know. So her brother, we walking on 150th. Well, that was with her. My bad. We were walking on 150th between Cooper and Horn
Okay.
at that alleyway right next to Cooper Park.
Yes.
Over there by J. Now crib.
Yep.
Me and him walking right there, and we just cool. It's supposed to be my friend. That chick brother. He looked at me. He said, "I could beat you up, can't I?" He right here. I look up at me a little bigger. I think like a year or two older. I'm like, why would you want to do that? I thought we were friends. Friends don't fight. How I was taught.
Right.
Why would you want to do that? Yeah, I could beat you up. He didn't touch me. But him saying that. And that's sad. And then later on, she said that. And not even, I don't think, a year later. Those things really fucked my head up. Like, what is wrong with you? Because
Yeah.
remember, I was getting picked on for not wearing certain things and being
Oh
a
yeah.
certain way. I was
Right.
me. It's
Right.
like right now. Because you are who you are at your core.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be a part of the cool. Ask the questions that I used to ask for existence. How do I master this thing? That's where my mind was at this whole time. then Rosa Parks came, and those things, influenced. But before I go too far, go ahead, bro. Just wanted to let you know that about as far as the hierarchy, and them two things
Right.
tied to each other by chance
Absolutely.
from siblings,
Yeah.
from the
Absolutely.
male and female perspective
So that
of
so
the negative.
so they're in the
That's
same
crazy.
household. They're in the same household, getting the same
Yep.
indoctrination into capitalism and valuing
Yes.
valuing things more than you value ideas or people. So yeah, that we dealt with a lot of the same stuff, and looking back at it and putting things into perspective, man. I dealt with the same thing, showing up at school with some decent shoes on, but they weren't brand name. They were comfortable, they were
Right.
clean, they were new, but they weren't brand name.
Mm-hmm.
Went home crying.
Mm-hmm.
Went home crying to my
I remember.
mom, and she went and bought. She figured, I heard her and my father talking, and they had
Okay.
a conversation. Those were brand new shoes. I don't care if they don't like them. No, they brand new. But my mom, she figured,
Stamps for my father. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
she figured it would be easier to just. She went and bought me some green suede Filas, and they were on clearance. They were about $40. She bought them for me. I went to school and I fit in. It was all right. You know what I mean? I still didn't fit in other ways because I wasn't
Yeah.
standing for the national anthem. I wouldn't put my hand over my heart and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
uh,
I remember this must have been towards the Rosa Parks
yeah,
days.
yeah. This was you
And
know
and, and the end of King.
right towards the end
Because
of
I forgot
King.
Miss Jackson.
Right.
Yep.
So
That's about close.
and,
A
and,
couple
and
years into me and you first meeting each other. Yep.
yeah, and to put things into perspective, a 9-year-old shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be worried about things like that. They should be worried about
No.
doing their schoolwork, smiling, learning how to read.
Playing.
And it hasn't gotten no better, BJ. It's gotten worse.
I know it's worse.
Yep.
I know.
It's gotten worse. So I had to deal with that with my sons in growing up in Harvey.
Wow.
And I made sure I monitored it, made sure nobody was picking on them or bullying them. And
Yeah.
they
Yeah. And
had
that's good that just like your dad and mom, that's just like, sorry, let me
no,
interject
no, you're
quickly.
good.
Um, how your mom and dad taught y'all, just like my mom and dad ended up teaching me about fuck trying to be cool. It's what
Yep.
matter. Are you eating? Are
Right.
are you not freezing in the wintertime? Are you cool when you know what I'm saying? When it's hot out.
Right. Right.
Do you
Right.
have the necessities? Trying to have the extra, especially as a black person in the United States of America.
Yep.
But that's enemy. That's the domestic enemy.
Yes, sir.
Racism is the foreign or domestic. But
Foreign.
go ahead, bro.
I like how you broke that down.
That's what I
Yeah.
called it
Yeah.
for sure.
You're dealing with demons in your own community. We got to fight the white man, and
Hmm.
we got to fight each other. Now, that leads me into this. I know we didn't talk about this before, but we got all this racial stuff going on. It's nothing new. I have to say that, but it's being televised more.
Hmm.
It's being shared on social media. It's right in your face now, and
Hmm.
like we know the history. We know from slavery all the way up through Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights, and till today. We know all the stuff that they've done to hurt us and to keep us back. And now,
Right.
now, now, most people
Hmm.
have a general knowledge of that, right? Most black people,
Right.
most white people have a general knowledge of that. But then you have some people
Right.
say, and and I have mixed emotions about this. You have some people say things like, "We need to address black on black crime before we worry about what somebody else is doing to us."
That's
We need
wrong to
to,
me. And
yeah,
I really don't voice my opinion on that because of people and their emotions. But go ahead. This is the place for this.
right,
I'm with it, bro.
right,
I
right,
told you
right.
I'm loaded.
So they're like,
Yeah.
black. There's no black fathers in the home, and that's the reason why we are this way. And then they completely disregard the history that they know and the oppression that we've been under for all of these hundreds of
Hmm.
years. And then they're like, you know what? Just fix it now. And well, how you feel about that, man? What are your thoughts on that?
First and foremost, let's go back even further
Okay.
than them taking over the whites taking over the United States of America.
Okay.
First, let's go back to what the fuck possibly caused the issues between black and white.
Okay.
Um, the way that they're designed and need tans and can't really deal with the sun and all of these things, and we can. It's a known fact overall. Penises are a little bigger just because of the design. So with females wanting to go after this, and I just learned this, Moorish people were very fucking wealthy. Now I knew about Mansa Musa, I don't know what exactly he was, but I really think because of hypergamy, getting to pick what's best and all of these things, that with the design of white people, they really start feeling insecure about themselves. I can't really go out into the sun like that. My penis isn't that big. You see me and hear me good, bro?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I'm in a more major town now, too.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this is just going off of what I'm seeing out here. That's a nice truck, but that also plays a part of it. So they trick their way. You know what I'm saying? I was going to speak on the concept, but it's Isaac's, and I'll let him. That's somebody else. Isaac, talk to him, bro, and possibly interview him too,
For
and
sure.
maybe he'll break that down because that's his thought. He put me on something and it made me think, you know. But with that, white people's design, from however, they are super insecure when it comes to us for whatever reason. They want everything that we have, but they don't fuck with us. They want to round us up. They want to dehumane us. Why? Because we're so damn dominant for what we are. That's why they're trying to preserve the white way of life, and there goes the neighborhood and all this other shit. And they want to keep us out. If I don't have these things of validation and to what's the word? Vicariously speak to my greatness for what I physically lack. What do I have to go off of then? Like for example, I was dating this one chick. We were together for a short period of time, and she took me out, and I love that night. First, she took me out to a pub out in like Orland Park or something. White people. And then we went to my place. Never had that was my first time in my place over in
Okay.
Harvey.
All right.
Two of the same type of experiences. The white experience, one, she had a white friend, built like a sister. And but me, I'm loyal. When I'm with somebody, I'm really with them. The girl was pinching on my booty, and I'm like, y'all get down like that or something? And she was just looking at me like, oh yeah, man. She said it. I'm gonna fuck you tonight. I'm like, hey man, you might want to tell your girl. And I'm serious. Tell your girl that ain't happening. I see her shaping all that. I don't care. You know me. I had more girls than I can count
Yes,
at one
sir.
point.
Yes,
You know, and
sir.
which is why my mother hated me, and which is why these females they really lost today. You know, they don't know who talks to them sometimes,
Yep.
but that's on them. They don't know no better. They think everybody's stupid.
Right.
So, or every male is stupid. Not the case. Um, so she ended up checking her. White guy that she was dating. What does he do? He starts bringing up Jaguar. Validation. He's intimidated. I'm looking at him the way he's looking at me and all of this. And he's insecure because girl trying to
Mm.
get up on me.
Right.
I got mine, her booty bigger. You know, her shape is better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm with her for a reason. She's smart. We one time me and her played spades together and we ran Boston's the whole night. Nobody won but me and her. And we didn't cheat. I don't cheat.
Right.
Just we were that damn compatible. And she fucked it up from her greed.
Mm.
But that stands to her character. Every
Right.
woman
Right.
I fuck with, no matter how negative they are somebody. They
Hmm.
just not securing themselves for whatever reason. But going back, she checked her real smooth. Don't even know what she said or whatever. A girl was respectful. She just didn't include none of that freaky shit. Dude, she sat back and let me be a man. Dude come at me. He talk. I forgot what Jaguar he bought up. Unbeknownst to him, I'm educated on vehicles. He don't know this. I'm like, oh, well, if I was to get a vehicle, I'd get such. That Jaguar is too unreliable. So breaking this shit down. And he looking like the fuck. I'm like, yeah, I wanted to get that. And I was working on making decent living, truck driving. If I wanted that, I could have it. But no, if I was to invest in something, I would get such. It stated my reason why.
Right.
Because you're insecure right now. I already know what you're doing. I knew this before I really knew it. That dude shut the fuck up talking to me. And it took for just like a lot of males, whoop my ass if you want me to stop fucking with you. So I mentally whooped his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's just insecure male things, as I told you for the topic. It's a lot of femininity in this masculinity. And that goes back, especially with whites, all the way back from then, because probably they seen how Moors were living, how blacks looked, the anatomy we have,
Yes.
how tall, dark, and handsome, much more attractive blacks are, in average in comparison to white counterparts. Possibly. I don't know this, but I'm looking at why are we treated the way that we are?
That makes a lot of
Why is
sense.
Harvey a red zone?
Right.
You know? So uh they take this over for however they trick for gunpowder. Who the fuck can beat this? They got bows and arrows still. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? We'll pop you.
Right.
We'll blow you up. Cannons, you
Yep.
can't fight this.
Nope.
And so which led to the control,
Right. Overwhelming
you
force,
know?
man. Yep.
And there's no more, yeah. And so now they know that they have this type of control to be able to separate us. As whether Willie Lynch theory is really real, the effects very much so. You know what I'm saying? Whether
Yep.
that letter was really ever real for a plan, the effects, you see it.
As far as the
Uh-huh.
Willie Lynch letter itself being real,
Hmm.
not only do I think it's probably real, I believe there was more
Hmm.
than one letter written on how to control slaves. They were
Yep.
studying this. They were having meetings.
Yeah.
They were
The
taking notes.
psychology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they the Willie Lynch letter
Science. Yeah.
sums it all up into one letter, and it might be a poem, but it was real.
Hmm.
The way
Yeah.
that they
Initial plan.
they planned it, and when things went wrong, they
Hmm.
talked about it, and they decided on how to better control their slaves, and all those things in that letter are true things that they did. Period.
And want me to tell you, possibly,
Hmm.
maybe the United States got into it with Germany because Germany was doing so much goddamn scientific research down to the quantum level, all the way up to the vastness of the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To our level of comprehension.
that's
You know what
definitely
I'm saying?
part
That's
of it.
where a lot of their science comes from.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, who's to say even with that Germany helped? A lot of this, a lot of different even Arabs because they were good at math. I don't know. This is just a lot of thought and theory and hypothesis from me
Hmm.
on why. It all goes back to the insecurity of white males to where now there's separation. You are not included. When you are included, we don't feel as powerful or mighty, and we have to get rid of you. That's why they say they always scared. I'm
Hmm.
scared that you are going to be better than me, seen by the world. Because think about it. A lot of whites in America, in the United States of America, if they can't put on a facade, they'll kill themselves. Think back to
Yep.
2008.
Yep.
I'd rather kill myself than somebody see me living like a bum. Think about the 48 laws of power. Fuck that 48 laws of power.
Right.
That's their shit.
Right. That's to be used
That
on
shit for
enemies, man.
motherfuckers to feel powerful.
Yep.
I know that manipulative shit. We
It's
came up with that
manipulative.
naturally.
Yep.
These are for people that want to be like you and me. And they just seem to can't.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the devil, you know what I'm saying, trying to be like Jesus. And the devil even tried to trick Jesus. How you gonna give me something you don't own, devil? You can't. It's my father's. He created this. For materialistic idols, nah. For what I got, it's far more wealthy than any of these things.
Yep.
And if you wanted me to have these things, I have them. But you can't tempt me.
And you know what? I know we're
A lot
getting
of black females are like that.
we're
Tempted.
getting a little bit off topic, but
Go ahead.
since you brought up Jesus,
No, no.
I gotta remind the people whoever's watching, Jesus wasn't no
Uh huh.
punk. Jesus was loud. He flipped over
Hmm.
tables.
But at table, yeah.
Yeah, he talked shit.
Like
He
y'all
got
retard.
in people's faces.
Yeah.
Jesus was a rebel. You know, that's why that's a
Hmm.
part of the reason they hated him.
Yeah.
So
Because he was no nonsense for bullshit.
right, so they think good Christians are quiet and meek and
And super
meager
meek and not
and
supposed to. No, that's
no.
not what peace is about.
Yep.
My cousin, I had to tell him at one point a couple of years ago, and it's like my little brother, bro. If you see this, it ain't no offense. I already know it's a domination thing, and most people are used to BJ when he was emotional and super caring and willing to put up with certain things just to try to get that love or acceptance from family. You know what I'm saying? To have a family. Now, no, those domination games and thinking, oh, you peaceful, you more like Martin Luther King and turn the other cheek. Nah, you don't understand, bro. Peace has to be kept, which is why the peacemaker was called the peacemaker. I understood what peace was and went to see in 2015 after me and my ex-wife split, and wasn't gonna raise this child that me and her created. What the hell is going on? That's when I had this moment of clarity to become the thinker I am now. I've always been a thinker, but it really put things into perspective because I was tired of failing or feeling like a failure.
Yes, sir.
So I learned what peace was. It's everything being in order and working how it should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything, there's no worries. It's Hakuna Matata. But you have to maintain that. When something is broken on a machine, because it's all systems, something broken on a machine, you have to know what needs to be fixed and be honest. Where's the issue? It's not a blame game. You're broken.
Right.
No, you're broken.
Right. So you got to
No,
diagnose it properly.
it all, yeah.
Yep.
Or else nothing will get fixed. That part will save face, just like any person. You'll save face, but you're going to still be broken. So, with Jesus having seen from what I heard and learned, read, flipping over tables and everything, it's like I'm teaching y'all what it will take to maintain and have peace. You have to get rid of bullshit. You have to be holy. That's what being holy is. There's no bullshit in you. There's no flaws in you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You real with it.
Right.
Hold on, my bad. A lot of people out of order. Chaos.
Hey, so let's reel it back in. Getting back to it, like back to the
Hmm.
thing where people say black people need to fix their own problems. It's not at this point. It's not white people. We had a black president, so you got a black president. You got all these rich black people. Why don't you just go out and get rich yourself? Stop complaining. Pull yourself up by your
First,
bootstraps.
well, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hmm.
That's all. That's it. Go ahead, bro.
One, we just talked about this the other day when I was over in Ohio. A lot of people just want to debate for the feeling of having a debate and who's right and wrong
Right.
instead of doing right or wrong. They say it's this, no, it's that, no, it's fucking both of them. It's just foreign or domestic. Those are two sides of the same coin, double-edged sword. They both from black people as we learned. I learned first the hatred from my own before I knew it from outside. Nobody taught me about that.
Right.
I had to learn the hard way why my sister Angel didn't like white people. I remember I didn't know who white people were. And
Mm.
I think that was far before I think I met you a couple of years. It was a girl named Sonia I met, and she got called a white bitch. And that was my friend. I just thought she was
Yeah.
light skinned. Nobody
Right.
taught me about black or white.
Right.
I didn't know about it.
Right.
This is first grade, in
Hmm.
King.
Yep.
So that's when I learned the difference of races and looked at how she looked and all of this stuff, even though I defended her. Going back to the issues. Um, Both of those things have their root cause issue, and it's all based around insecurity, especially the insecurity in the United States of America of the white man and the separation that we have and the red zoning and the fear that they have to where I can't go out here, so I'll take rob, steal, or kill over here because it's easier.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Pull yourself up out of bootstraps. You have to have white privilege points in order for that. Either the complexion for the connection,
Right.
might break up a little bit. I'm over by Albuquerque.
Yeah, we don't
Go
even
ahead,
have,
bro. If you were going to
they talking
expand
about
on it,
pull
but
yourself up by your bootstraps, and we don't even have no damn boots. So
anytime we're trying to get boots, our own, trying to take it from our own
right,
black community, you have to be able to communicate in order to have a community. Nobody taught me that
right.
on my own. If you have no communication going on, a system, too many chiefs and not enough soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has to play their part. Everybody
Right.
want to wear the crown, but nobody wants to think, am I responsible enough to wear it? To have this position and to have these responsibilities. No, let's deal with the insecurities first.
Mm-hmm.
White male insecurity first,
Right.
biggest issue,
So
because
so
they
and
really look at it.
so let me touch on this too, right? Just to bring part of the history in there. And
Yep.
before I do that, there's this great book by by Bobby E. Wright. I can't think of the name right now, but my sister's book club
Hmm.
is doing that book next. And
Okay.
it talks about menticide, right? And it's
What's menticide? That's new to
menticide
me.
is an attack on a people's mind. So you
That's what
could
I thought. I
y-
didn't want to
yeah,
assume. Okay.
you could genocide is just killing them off. Menticide, you just kill their mind. You don't
Yeah.
have to kill them.
Yeah.
You know what
Trying to
I'm
kill
saying?
off genes is genocide. Yeah.
Right,
And
right,
suicide kill itself.
right. So I was just
Trying to
watching
kill off a person's mind. Yeah,
right.
menticide.
I was just watching a documentary about the Civil War, and we all kind of know how that went down. But
Hmm.
just to fast forward to the end of the Civil War, all these races, former slave owners, um, all of the wealth that they accumulated from slavery, they were allowed to keep it, every
Hmm.
last dime. Not only that, they were compensated for the slaves that they had to set free.
Hmm.
So they got rewarded greatly
Hmm.
for being slave owners. Um, and, and 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 here's another reason you have some whites who hate blacks so much is because the poor whites, if you had less than 20 slaves, you had to go to war. If you had more than
Hmm.
20 slaves, you just
Wow.
got to sit home
Didn't know
and
that.
and swim in your riches and and um
Hmm.
and push more work out of your
You're too
slaves.
valuable to lose. You and your
Right.
genes.
You're rich.
I can
So
understand why they
yeah,
did that.
you
Hmm.
own the grain
We need
yards.
your funds. We can't lose you.
Right. You're producing the cotton.
Hmm.
You're producing this. You're doing this. So you stay home. You and your sons. Their sons didn't have to go either. So all the poor whites,
Just like today.
they keep that they
Hmm.
keep that anger in them till today. That hey, and
Hmm.
not to say poor whites get the same treatment as blacks. Not even close. But part of their anger is that wait a minute, I'm poor too. I haven't been given a fair shake either because that's what they
Hmm.
do. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about poor whites. They get more love than us because they could walk down the street or drive down the street and not be targeted. But
And no worries.
yeah, no
Yep.
worries. So if they're smart, they know that they got it better than us. But a lot of those rednecks, especially down south,
Yeah.
they man, they hate they hate niggers
Or
more.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Well, they hate blacks, niggers, Negroes, more than the rich. The super rich aren't even thinking about us. They have their little plans in place or whatever
They don't
to
even.
keep us
Yeah,
down.
they're not even thinking about poor whites.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
They're
they
not even. They value rich blacks more than they do poor whites. Of course, Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
even spoke on it.
Yep.
You're more valuable
Right.
because it's all about capitalizing and those at the very top maintaining their image at the end of the day because of that insecurity.
Right.
The elites or whoever they are. But that's what I believe from how that's what's trickling down.
Right.
And they
So
have this plan, black against white, then black against black. But go ahead, bro.
yeah.
Because I got a mind for that one too.
Yes, sir. So their foot's been on our neck this whole time. Their foot's been on our neck.
Mm-hmm.
They've been rich. We've been poor. We've been black. They've been white. Black has been made to be dirty. White has been made to be clean. And now
Right. Whitewash.
they're talking about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We had a black president. We're on an even playing field now. And I say that's a bunch of bullshit.
Any excuse for them to maintain white privilege like Fox News calling us thugs and thieves when they're the ones out here. I'm watching them break laws left and fucking right and being entitled. You're supposed to follow the rules, not me, and that's what make us thugs. You're breaking the law where I'm supposed to be able to. You're not, nigger.
Right.
And really, that's supposed to be the man. No, you really want to say Negro because you fear black skin.
Yes.
Because of that in which you don't have. You have to go get a tan. You
So-
know, and then against if there are white people out there, the ones that I fuck with that are securing themselves, much love. Because
Right.
them are more than likely the ones that's riding with us or not with that fuck shit.
My aunt was raised in white culture. Her father was black, my grandfather.
Okay.
We just met her last couple of years. We've gotten in touch. But she
Okay.
has a podcast called The Suburban Misfit, which is very
Okay.
intriguing. I haven't gone through the entire catalog. I was a guest on the show, but she speaks on
Okay.
the fact that she passed for white all of her life,
Mm-hmm.
and some of her friends might have had a little suspicion, like when she was in school and stuff like that. But all in all, she was raised in white culture and she passed for white. So that's just to say that it doesn't have anything to do with your genetics. It has to do with your culture, how you're treated. Can you pass? Can you be accepted into their society? And even black people can do
Yep.
it. If you keep your head down and you don't act like an uppity Negro,
Submissive. Yeah.
right, like Colin Kaepernick. I have my reservations about Colin Kaepernick and his timing for speaking out, but I'm glad he did. But
I heard about that.
You see how he was treated, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got this rhyme that says, we already tried it the activist way. Now we robbing and shooting and capping a day. You know what I'm saying? We already tried that shit. if you want to be respected, sometimes you just got to punch a motherfucker in the face. I'm just paraphrasing what you said. Sometimes you just got
And it's so sad. That's the primitive route.
right.
What makes humans more different than animals?
Right. Yep.
This is my new middle finger to people.
Yep.
I like somebody like this person. I do this. It's understanding.
Going back to childhood, I came to Harvey when I was in third grade. Started third grade there, and
Yep.
and nobody respected me until I punched somebody in the face, and then it was like, okay, so I'm comparing that to black people now. They want us to keep our head down. Be
It's
a
so
good
primitive.
Nigga.
Right. And be submissive.
Right.
Either you do that, either you be a good nigga or a good pet. You're a good pet.
Right.
I don't know if you see blood and bones, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, you wouldn't have your dog sitting at the table with you. You black and everything, and yeah, you got a little bit of money, but you ain't nothing but a nigger.
Right.
You're an animal to me.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that's really insecure because they want to keep up this facade.
Yes.
Take the gunpowder away, even the swords and knives. Let's go back to, like you said, bare knuckle, fist, a nice old natural brawl.
Right.
And let's see who's going to be more, supreme then. But it is an arms race.
Yeah.
Who got them hands race?
Right.
They got guns. They got up.
I'm making a comparison between punching a bully in the face to us rioting, looting, and burning shit, right? I feel like that was
That
us.
makes a statement, but it's emotional.
It is emotional.
Lashing out.
It is us punching them in the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been more organized,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of the businesses, Black lives didn't matter until they were
Mm-hmm.
scared their shit was going to get burned down. So now they're hanging signs.
Like you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, they got to keep all of their money and everything like that. So of course we think about when they lashed out, I felt it. I didn't wholeheartedly agree because it was the wrong way. It was done where you gonna need stuff after all of this stuff is done and over with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're scared to go out to the white neighborhoods because of what they would do.
Yeah.
If they were gonna loot and shit, do it there.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Number one. The only reason why we're in the position we are today, because I know we're gonna sum it up, is because of the Industrial Revolution and machines replaced us. You know what I'm saying? What was his name? John Henry?
Mm-hmm.
That wanted to battle the locomotive and died?
Right. Yeah.
Machines versus man, and machines won. And so slaves were no longer any good. Like, look, I can show you a better way. Civil War. I done paid for all these slaves and shit. What am I supposed to do with them?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm keeping my slaves. No, you got to let them go. What? Yeah, you got to let them go. Oh, fuck that. It's war. It's war.
Yep.
and the Union won, against the Confederacy, which says, nah, these niggers don't get no respect. Like, look, we can have more use for them in the workplace and gain more for them, by using them in other ways. But what we could produce now, they ain't want to, Civil War, which is why they still got the Confederate flag. It only makes sense. Nobody taught me that either. None of this stuff.
Right.
I'm just paying attention.
And the
being
Confederacy,
real with self,
the Confederacy only existed for 5 years, right? 5 years, right? Slightly before the Civil War and up until they lost, right? So then it was dismantled.
Yep.
So why in the hell? You're talking about 5 years of history. They claim that they're proud of the Confederacy, but what they're really proud of is the time before Confederacy, when they had control, when they were on top, which they still are, but it was in the name of racism, slavery, and now they got to hide it. They got to be more backhand. They got to be more slick about their racism now, and they don't like that. That's why they fly that damn flag, not because they're proud. They're proud of their history.
Their heritage, nah.
No.
I never accept you as any type of equal. You should look down. You shouldn't even walk on the same paths as me.
Nope.
Go to the same parts. Everything should be separate because I'm a man and you're an animal.
Right. When I walk past, you should
Your livestock
hang your head. If we're on the same sidewalk, you step onto the grass when I walk past. You're a good Negro. Now
in the mud, whatever.
Right. These brothers started wearing nicer suits than them, and they started calling them uppity Negroes. You own a store, you uppity Negro. We burn that shit down, and we'll get
like
it.
in Rosewood.
Right.
Sylvester had a piano.
Yep. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Springfield riots in 1908, man. I just learned about those, man. Springfield, fucking Illinois, man. 5,000 white people rioted, burned down all the black businesses. They injured over 2,000 black people, and only as the record
There was so many Black Wall Streets all over America.
All over America. I'm about to dig into that, man. Out of all the riots,
North Carolina and all that. Yeah.
And with the Springfield riots, they say only 2 people died. I don't know if that's true. I'm still looking into that also. But there were thousands injured, burned, beaten, dismembered, lost their eyesight. Wow. So if they really fuck people up. And I didn't learn about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street till I was in my 20s.
I just went. That's where the Gap Band get their name from the 3 names, and then the song "You Dropped the Bomb on Me" was dedicated to that. I just went through Tulsa yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I learned a lot just by reading the inside cover of one of their CDs. Wow. Yeah. The 3 streets where Black Wall Street was, they got bombed. The Gap Band, GAP. I forgot the names of them. Look it up.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Deep, ain't it?
That's deep.
So, with that, It's so much insecurity. They don't want themselves to be looked at as inferior. They die for this image. That's why, like out here, all this shit's being started out here. Even with me driving, I'm minding my own business.
Right.
For example, just saying no complaints. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're minding your own business. You look like you're advancing to me. Oh no, I gotta do whatever I gotta do. Niggas too got it real bad. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
stop it, or else you'll be deemed better than me. You'll have more than me.
Right.
I can't compete with you then.
Yeah.
Instead of just I'm minding my business. Like me. I'm securing myself. I don't even worry about the rat race. I don't care who make what. Made driver of the month 5 times. I wasn't trying. And so it's sad that you have to go the primitive route, but you think you are dealing with primitive minded people that can't get past their emotions. So that's how they know how to communicate.
Mm.
It's
Yep.
sad. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I whooped the dude ass out here a couple years ago, and I hated myself for it. I didn't feel good after. I beat the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, temporarily it was like, yeah, but it really didn't teach him. I would have rather had a dialect. But for as far as he went, harassing me and everybody else, a traffic jam, 64 mile an hour in the 70 for 24 miles, and this was a Mexican. I thought he was white with all of that. No, sad. I don't know if that's because of the genetics or whatever. Because I question some of my decisions. Were they because of my genetics? Is this a genetics thing with white people to be so insecure and nasty and evil? Because evil is nothing but destruction, being a bitch.
Right. Yep. Back to
So
that.
then,
Yep.
but with all of that, when you tie it into now they have the guns and all of this, that have corralled us into these red zones, Harvey's is such, ghettos of Chicago.
Yeah.
Now we're competing against each other.
Right.
Yeah. In order for you to feel accepted by white people, which is why the money phone is a thing. Look, white people, now you can't call me a nigger. You're still a dumb nigger.
Yep.
Look at you, what you doing? Huh? Am I good enough yet?
Right. Am I
Am I
good
good enough?
enough?
That's
Yes.
all you're asking when you're doing it for anybody to do the money phone. Am I good enough yet?
Right. Yep.
You don't need their permission. They want to be like you.
Exactly.
I forgot the camera right here. I'm looking. They want to be like us so bad.
Right.
I don't care. I shut down whole truck stops when they ask certain things about me, as I do. Okay, y'all ask my opinion. I don't know if you're ready,
Right.
but I'm gonna give it.
You know,
Here, and they will shut the fuck up.
and I think also like unfortunately, not only do white people and other ethnicities devalue
Hmm.
black lives, I think we've been programmed to devalue black lives as well. You know,
Of
we
course,
look at each
that's a
other
part of the plan.
as we're less. Now, it might not be on the surface mentally, like right on the surface of my thought process that I don't value black people, but we act like it. We treat each other like it. You know what I mean? And it's absurd, man, and sad.
How do we solve it? And sorry, I was really gradually because in order the way in like I said this years ago, the way into a problem, I mean out of a problem is the way you got in it, or
Right.
some equal way. And it's gonna take even more force. You fail easily, but it's gonna take a lot of force to climb
To
and
climb.
strength. But
Right.
you can do it
Right.
to
I
figure it
agree.
out. So the issue is the programming of white people.
Yep.
Look how I dehumanize your man in front of your face, fuck them in the ass, and all of these different things. He's not a man, and so what do black women do in order for you to get my respect? You got to have these things.
Yes. Things.
Babies and females love shiny things.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So in order to have these trinkets, and I didn't do this for a woman. This me marrying myself like Dennis Rodman did back in the day, because I realized back then that females overall ain't shit. It's very rare. Excuse me, very rare to find a woman at least a lady. Damn near unheard of. You know,
Yep.
If so with a lady, she got some evil intent, in which makes her not fully a lady. The issue is because I think of it like a pit. Then you have the level plain. Then you have the mountain, almost like a cylindrical mountain. But if you can imagine, that cylindrical mountain travels along as you travel along, and so does that pit. And they're
Mm.
both cone shaped. This is insecurity. This is narcissism. This is being humble. This is really where we should be on this, you know, humble plane. Most people want to get up there.
Yeah.
That's why they say it's lonely at the top because nobody really gives a fuck there. Everybody down there thinks that's where they should be. This is lame. This isn't fun. This
Hmm.
isn't good enough. Not realizing this is what really matters. We are taught this in church, and every righteous religion really teaches the same thing.
Yep.
It's not about necessarily Jesus. What was Jesus trying to teach you?
Right.
Jesus probably pissed off like, why are y'all so much worried about calling my name all the time and not my lesson?
Right.
Fuck me. Take me out of it.
Yep. And even he said, we can do greater things than him. We can be greater than him. You know, not to take anything
Knowledge,
away from him.
wisdom,
I'm
and
just using his
understanding.
words. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is all it is in order to have peace.
Hmm.
And the more you have it, and you progress. That's what it takes for a progression. Just like, you know, a engine producing something or a machine producing something. In order for you to have this thing work as long as it can't be corrupted. White people have corrupted the cycles of life. That's why things are the
Wow.
way it is.
Yeah.
And these females act the way it is.
Right.
These are all because of causality, cause and effect.
Yeah.
These are the effects of white supremacy
Yeah.
because of
That's
their
what it boils down
gunpowder
to.
and arms race.
Yep. That's what it all
That's
boils
what we
down
have
to.
to solve.
Yep.
But we can't buy into their bullshit. It's us buying into their bullshit. Look at stories on Facebook and all the females get naked. They just want to feel a certain way.
Yeah. I feel
They're
valued.
selling niggas selling themselves short, still killing each other in Chicago, killing innocent babies that ain't got shit to do with shit.
Right.
Robbing from the elderly and really taking easy targets. You
Yep.
pussy.
Yep. And you know what? It's just touching on that, right? I don't
Hmm.
have a problem with going out and robbing from the rich, right? And I'm not even saying hurting them, knocking them over the head, or nothing like that. If you got a scam where you can get $1 million out of Walmart, you can pull $1 million down out of Target or Starbucks, somehow embezzle them, whatever, or even go and steal a rich person's car who's making millions or billions of dollars. That's cool, but I do have a problem with black people hurting each other and stealing from each other, hurting the elderly, shooting children. Man, a young girl last
Yeah.
Kentavia Blackful
Couple.
was killed in Harvey
Uh huh.
last year, and she's not alone. Her
Yeah, I
family's
remember
not
that.
alone, man. It's just two. Well, actually, 5 kids just got killed Father's Day weekend. I say kids because they were under 17. They and they're children. We don't look at it. We don't look at
Yeah, no.
our 15-year-old boys, our 17-year-old. I don't care, even 20-year-old boys. We don't look at them as children. We look at them
They're
as
not
full.
ready,
Yeah.
but they are.
Right.
They're not grown yet. Maybe after 25, you
Right.
have a little bit of experience. Because
Right.
I still know I didn't know a lot by
Yeah.
18. I'm still like left to be. Even though I didn't get kicked out, my mother and them hated I left, but I had to go to see the world and learn and be a man on my
On
own.
your
I
own.
have to earn my right to be a man.
Right.
I,
Yep.
I, I'm here now.
Yeah.
So it's all an effect from white supremacy, their control from weaponry. You know what I'm saying? So we're forced to be in these positions. You're gonna either be a submissive good nigger,
Yep.
and anybody that takes us out get white privilege points. Think about that. George Zimmerman, half Hispanic, kill Trayvon, white privilege points.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dylan Ruth, how they gave him Burger King after that massacre.
Right.
Fucking punk. White privilege points. Black females, you
Yep.
put child support, you're gonna get rewarded. white privilege points.
Yeah.
Go to college, be somebody.
Right. You.
But black men against black men, you criminal because
Right.
you don't get white privilege points unless you're Steve Harvey.
Huh?
Fuck
Oh,
Steve Harvey.
it's a whole list of them. It's a whole
I
list
never
of
liked
them,
him
man.
before. Yeah, a
Yep.
whole list of coons.
Yep. Whole
I
fucking
ain't like
list
what
of them.
Morgan Freeman said about quit talking about it. What? How do you end racism? Quit talking about it? What?
So
Okay.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
we're a little over time, Bobby. So is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we get out of here?
Get in touch with yourself. Allow a man to be the masculine logic. A woman is not a man, and a man can't be a woman, and that's supposed to be the softness and the support that make everything the man brings inside of the household better, and which is why the woman is normally the better half. Don't settle for less, and when you do, you'll get the things that's been going on in society. That's the way to fix the issues with us. Love self, truly.
Thank you for that, brother.
That'll be about it.
Man,
So,
and thank you for coming on, brother. This is not going to be the
man, it was
last
my
time.
pleasure.
You know what I'm saying? We've
Okay.
had tons of conversations, and I remember one time we talked for like 3 hours or something. So we barely scratching
Yeah.
the surface. You know, we're barely scratching the surface
Yeah.
of all of these issues. So, you know, we can't solve it in an hour. We can't solve it in 3 hours. But we're gonna keep chipping away at it. I just want to tell all the people to join the READ, Revolutionary Education and Dialogue. That's my sister and her fiance's book club.
Yeah, Chris.
Yep, Chris
Okay.
Marshall. So please join that. Read, you know, read, educate yourself. Watch documentaries. Always question them. You know, don't just take it as everything you read as fact. Double check sources.
Research.
Do research, man. Do research. Talk to your family. You know, when you're hanging out with your people, talk more about the issues at hand, more than just talking about the new rap song or the new gym shoes. You know, let's be culture people, man, which we are. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit barking at one another.
Yep.
Talk. Really communicate.
Indeed, brother. Indeed.
You know?
Once again,
Listen to listen.
Yes,
Listen to
sir.
learn. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Once again, thank you. This is the Fully Loaded Podcast with your host for the day, King Troy Thompson, as others might know me as. We had Bobby James Phason on the show today. And once again, thank you for coming. Peace. And
My pleasure, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Much love.
Indeed. Be safe out there, man.
Okay.
Peace and love, man.
I sure will. You do the same in the world.
And we out, man.